Yeah, hello Gear Sluts, it's Paul Maddox from Modal Electronics.
And what are you going to show us?
I'm going to show you one of our new products. This is the 008. This is an analogue VCO, VCF, 8-note polyphonic synthesizer. So, and I want to stress it's pure analogue VCOs. These are not DCOs, they're not digital. These are voltage controlled oscillators. We redesigned them from scratch, so they're rock solid, they don't drift, and they sound beautiful.
Okay. So take us through the layout of this synth.
Sorry?
Can you take us through the layout of this?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so,
yeah, it's a bit noisy here.
Yeah, a little bit noisy. So we've got two LFOs.
Right.
These two both go into audio rate, so you can do sort of FME belly type sounds. We've got two VCOs. Each has a sawtooth, triangle, and a square, and of course you can do pulse width modulation. You've got hard sync. Each VCO has a sub oscillator, and there's noise, of course, and there's some cross modulation that's available here.
Okay.
The two oscillators and the sub oscillators then go into the filter. The filter has 16 filter modes. Similar sort of concept to what you got with the Oberheim Expander and the Matrix 12.
Right.
So you've got 4-pole low pass, 2-pole low pass, all pass, band pass, notch, high pass, you name it, it's in there somewhere.
Right.
You then got two envelopes, one for the VCF, one for the VCA. One of the important things to note is the two envelopes, the two LFOs, and anything from the keyboard like velocity, note, or aftertouch can be routed to any parameter.
Okay, so there's a matrix.
Yeah, it's a bit like a matrix, very complicated though. So if I want to route LFO1 to filter cutoff, I can hold down that button, turn that knob, and it will change how much the LFO1 goes to that knob. At the same time, I can change the filter envelope amount, the oscillator level, or anything else.
Okay. Cool.
So it's very complicated, very flexible modulation-wise.
All right. And this is a sequencer.
Yeah, so sequencer-wise, this is 2-part multi-timbral.
Right.
And you've got 8 voices, so it's 4 voices per part. The sequencer is taken from 002, so you've got the same 2 tracks. Each track has 12 rows, 32 steps. A step can be a different length, and a row can be a note, or it can be any parameter on the synthesizer as well.
Okay.
We've also got the animator, which we've taken from 002, so that's in here as well. Plus, of course, the internet connectivity for updating, and also we've now got, in the new version of the software, which is coming out next week, there's a web page editor for all of our synthesizers, so you can go onto anything that's HTML compatible and edit the sounds, filter cutoff, envelopes, waveforms, whatever you want through the web interface. So that could be your iPhone, your Android tablet, your PC, iPad, whatever you happen to be using.
Okay. Can you let's hear something?
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a sound I made up here because somebody said, what can we do with some complex modulation?
Right.
So I've got a bit of glide and a bit of everything else.
Okay.
I was trying for the THX sound and kind of got it, but not quite. So.
Okay.
Kind of there, not quite.
Right.
We've got a nice big fat bass sound here. I got 4 voices playing at the same time. So lots of things you can do with those.
All right.
We've got nice sort of pads. We've got some PWM. Again, a bit of everything.
Nice and fat.
Yeah. This is a good demonstration of the LFO. So if I open the filter up, we've got one oscillator being synced to the other and a pitch shifting. Turn that down a little bit.
Right.
So I can turn the depth up. You're hearing that? And the rate. And go well into audio.
Nice.
I know that's one of the things that people have asked about is LFO rates and going into audio, so we can do that now. This is quite a good example of one of the filter modes. This is a notch one, so it sounds very band, sort of phasery.
Okay.
And we've got the quick recalls and all the rest of the bits and pieces and stuff we built up from 002 technologies.
Right.
So.
The bass in particular struck me as quite good. So.
Yes, it's got quite a lot of bottom end to it. We designed this with the same philosophy as 002. We use high quality components throughout. We've tried to avoid skimping wherever we can, particularly where the audio path is concerned. Right. So you do get the absolute best quality audio that we can make.
Right. Okay. Can you take us through a couple of the filters, please?
Yeah.
I'm sure people will want to know.
It might get a bit loud, but we haven't finished doing some of the software yet, so this is a technology demonstrator. So some of the filter modes we haven't compensated, so the levels do jump up and down a little bit.
All right.
Just warn you in case you suddenly jump out of your skin because it gets loud.
Oh.
So start with this. So let's start with, this is a one pole mode. I've just got an LFO just gently sweeping it. I've got two pole low pass, so you get a bit less harmonics. Three pole low pass, four pole low pass. This is a two pole notch, which is what was used for that sort of phasery type sound. This is one of my favourites. This is a two pole notch with a low pass. It's quite gritty and a little bit nasty. We've got three pole phase shift, so it's doing a classic phaser type sound. This is a three pole phase shift with a low pass, which is one of my favourites because you get some real nice grunginess out of it. Yeah, I just like that one. It's one of my favourites, I think, on this one. We've got two pole band pass. What else have we got here? Three pole band pass. These are all resonant. So we've got three pole high pass. And then from memory, I think it's a two pole high pass next. Yep. And a one pole high pass. Then we've got a high pass with a low pass, which is because it's a three pole high pass, it's a bit steeper, so it's not a true notch.
Right.
So with different type sound. Then we've got an all pass, which is the last one, which is basically a phaser. So yeah, that's the 16 filter modes. So
cool.
Pretty much, I hope there's enough flexibility in there sonic-wise for everyone to do anything they need.
And it's resonance capable, right?
Yeah, well the filters are all resonant. On some of them, like the all pass, the resonance basically just boosts the level.
Right.
So you might want to turn the volume down or use ear defenders when you turn that off.
Yeah.
I think the sound engineer will call you rude names.
Yeah, limiters. But yeah, I'd like to hear some resonance, please.
Okay, okay. There's always one. Let me load one of my other sounds.
You've built this wonderful machine, so now it's time to...
So let's start with a four pole low pass. The envelopes are really snappy on this, so if I do this, turn this up, this is 1 millisecond attack decay times. Turn the volume down a bit. So the envelopes are nice and snappy, very quick.
Right.
Oops, if I go back to this. If I find one of the other filter modes, this is I have a two pole I quite like. There's that phase shift there. Band pass. So yeah,
nice.
A bit more depth needed on the resonance.
Right.
So this was assembled at 11 o'clock Sunday night. 2 days ago, 3 days ago. So it's the only one in existence. It's a production prototype, so we're just finalising bits and pieces of the trimmers, the hardware, before we can go into production with it. So.
Okay, cool. So it's a prototype.
Yeah, it's more than a prototype. It's a working prototype. Yeah. We'll take some bits out. We might change a few bits, and basically try and reduce what we don't need, so we can get the cost down.
Okay, cool. How about the keyboard?
The keyboard is the same keyboard as the 002, so it's a Fate RTV9, semi-weighted with aftertouch.
Right.
It feels beautiful.
Okay, cool. Let's go to the other ones.
Okay, yeah.